My name's Dave Clayton, and I'm a church planter and pastor in downtown Nashville. And over the last several years, I've had the joy of helping mobilize hundreds of churches and tens of thousands of people to come together to pray for every person in our city by name. This started a few years ago when our church was in the middle of a month-long season of prayer and fasting. And I remember it just like it was yesterday. That morning, I was up early praying for my 3 young sons. And I just sensed the Lord asking me in that prayer time. He said, Dave, what would you do if your youngest son, Judah, went missing? And I said, God, you know what I'd do? I'd spend the rest of my life looking for him. He said, Dave, your city is filled with my missing kids, and the church has quit looking. I want you to wake up the search and rescue team, rally the churches, and raise up people to pray for every person in the city by name, every man, woman, and child. I remember just hearing that kind of instruction from the Lord, and I was so overwhelmed because our city and the surrounding area is made up of 1.8 million people, but I knew that the Lord was not calling me to manage the outcome, just being obedient, so we started bringing the churches together. And what God has done in the last 2 years has been unbelievable. Over the last 2 years, every February, hundreds of churches have come together for 30 straight days to literally just pray for every person in our city by name. And this year, it didn't just stop with our city. It spread into the surrounding counties and cities across the state and even far beyond. We've seen God do immeasurably more than we could ask or imagine as we've sought Him through prayer and fasting on behalf of the people we love so much. We've seen Him heal relationships. We've seen Him break addictions. We've seen Him heal the sick. We've seen Him call His lost kids home. And we've seen Him do so much more, and we believe that God is just getting started. And I believe what God is doing here in the city of Nashville is beginning to spread all across the nation and across the nations, and I believe He's wanting to do it with you where you're at as well. That the call is not just to pray for our city or your city, but for all of our cities, as together we help pray for everyone in all of America. And so maybe today you just feel this longing in your heart. Maybe you want to carry the mantle of leadership. Maybe it's for you or your family or your neighbors or for your church or for your city or your region or your state. Whatever it is, we believe if God is calling, He will equip you to do what needs to be done, and we want to help you in the journey. To learn more or to figure out ways that we can partner, you can visit us online at awakennashville.com for practical ideas, resources, and steps you can take to mobilize your people to pray and fast for every person by name.